What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Your boy is back with an episode of Sports Talk, and it's that time. My review for Super Bowl 50. Now, before I get this review underway, I want to say a couple of things. First thing I want to say is, well, if you guys seen my previous review video or my prediction video, you would know that, yep, I called it. I called the victor and the outcome of the Super Bowl right on the money. Now, I believe I said I would give it to Denver by 6, something along the lines of that, but I was still right with Denver winning the Super Bowl. And now I've been talking to people off of social networking, saying that, well, even though my heart was with the Panthers, but my head was with the Broncos. And when it comes to predicting sports, I always try to be unbiased, and I always go with what my head tells me because, if I do say so myself, I got a hell of a sports IQ, and not to toot my own horn, but when it comes to predicting sports, I'm usually correct 90% of the time. Not like I said, not one to my own horn, but that's just, I just call it like I see it. And anybody who's been watching my prediction vlogs for a while would know this. Second thing, regardless of how your team performed this year, you have to remember, no matter if they did good, bad, had a good season, horrible season, whether they won a championship of any kind, whether they walked away with nothing, just remember, your team, my team, and the other 30 teams in the league, guess what? As soon as tomorrow hits, all those teams' records go back to 0-0. We all start fresh next year. We all start fresh next season back in August and September. So put this season behind you, as soon as tomorrow hits. And by the way, like I've been looking at these memes for the past couple of hours, and the internet really does have no chill. I mean, Jesus Christ, these guys are tearing Cam Newton a new one. I mean, like Jesus, like where'd all the bandwagon fans go? And I mean, they're not my favorite team, but I am, I do say I would say that I like the Carolina Panthers and Cam Newton because of the guy's work ethic and everything. But it just seems like in this game he wasn't playing like himself. I mean, like it was something out of the Twilight Zone. And the reason why I say that is because the Denver offense was going up against a team with the most defensive touchdowns in the league. And that was a scary thing in itself. But Cam Newton, a guy who did not turn the ball over a lot this year, he turned the ball over this time in this game on 3 different occasions. 2 fumbles and 1 interception, but the interception wasn't really his fault. It was more the receiver's fault because it bounced off his hands. But yeah, this was mostly a defensive showdown. I mean, like some people say that this was a boring game. I call this game a defensive showdown because the final score was 24 Broncos, 10 Panthers. So, I mean, when you got 2 of the best defenses in the league going at it, you got to expect that. Now, I kind of expected a higher scoring game than that. I believe my original prediction was, I think I said like 34-27 for the Broncos. I mean, I thought it was going to be a little bit of a higher scoring game than that. But, I mean, both teams, they locked down the running games. Both defenses were aggressive. And, both defenses managed to get to the quarterback quite often. And that was the decide. Even though that both teams managed to get the quarterback quite often, I'd say that Denver showed way more results from it as far as the turnovers. Now, Peyton Manning, I believe he fumbled the ball once, and on a strip sack, and I was like, ooh, this could be a turning point. And the secondary for Denver, they probably got the best secondary in the league. Well, yeah, they probably do have the best secondary in the league. I was gonna say the Seahawks, but nope. In the league, the best secondary probably goes to them. I mean, come on, Chris Harris, T.J. Ward, Aqib Talib, and did you guys see that takedown by Aqib Talib where he pulled down the receiver with his face mask and slammed it down on the ground? That was nasty. I'm surprised that did not, I'm surprised he didn't get ejected for that, and I wouldn't be surprised if he got fined or had some kind of punishment after that either, because you can't just do something like that because that is a dirty move. And Aqib Talib is actually one of my favorite corners too. But yeah. Like it was like this game was like something out of the Twilight Zone because like it's a lot of things that I did not expect to happen, and it happened. Like, I mean, Cam Newton supposed to be Superman or whatever, but it looks like that he found his kryptonite in the Broncos defense. So, like, what is the moral of the story? What have we learned this year? Defense wins championships. Like, if anything, if you learn anything from watching football, you would learn that defense wins championships. They can't win if they don't score, and you damn sure can't score if you turn the goddamn ball over. You can't. Things like that. It just doesn't happen like that. Now, what I would have liked to see better from both teams would be the running game. Now, I would have to say, like, even though both running games are kind of average, the team that benefited the most from the running game had to have been the Broncos, because I noticed this, like, especially throughout the second and third quarter for the Carolina Panthers. They were doing that same read option run on the first and second downs of plays. I'm like, they are scouting this shit perfectly. Why are you doing the fake handoff? Why are you doing it like, yeah? Why are you doing like a fake option? Why are you doing a fake handoff then faking it off, to the right, and then having the running back run to the left, and then like the linebacker stop him every time. They tried that play 7 different times, and I promise, out of the time they tried it, they probably did not get more than 10 yards out of that play the whole game. And it's kind of sad. I mean, like, I know they say that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you see something that's not working, you do need to change up the game plan a little bit. And as far as the wide receivers, like, neither one of the wide receiving cores really stood out to me. Now, there were a couple of spectacular plays made, especially on the Carolina Panthers side. I mean, Jesus, some of the you would not believe some of the catches these guys made. I bet you, like, some of the catches these guys made, pretty much made their year. And I'm sorry, but Jericho Cotchery, he got screwed out of that catch. He really did get screwed out of that catch. I mean, that was a clean catch to me. I was like, okay, if they doesn't get this, I'm gonna be mad. And like I said, and this is coming from somebody who actually did pick Denver to win. I mean, there was a couple of screwy calls. There was a couple of penalties that kind of worked in the favor of the other team. But shoot, the Carolina Panthers, they had 70 yards worth of penalties in one half. And that's what killed them. Penalties and turnovers are what killed them more than anything. And like I said, like, the fact that Denver's defense stepped up was the icing on the cake. But yeah, and another thing, like, is this really Peyton Manning's last ride? I mean, I figured he was good. Like, one of my arguments for Denver winning this game was Peyton Manning is going to get this one last ring and then ride off into the sunset, retire, and call it a career. Because guess what? By the end of next month, he's going to be 40 years old. How much more does he have left in the tank? Especially since he's been through 2 or 3 neck surgeries and he has screws in his neck and he's an aging veteran. How much more does he have left in the tank? And like I said, Brock Osweiler, he's 25 years old. Well, he'll be 26 years old. So he's the future of this team. And I see a little bit of his game. I see a little bit of Peyton Manning's game modeled, Brock Osweiler modeled a little bit of his game after Peyton Manning. So we'll see how that goes. And Cam Newton, I really do feel sorry for him. Like, this is his first time at the big dance, and it definitely won't be his last. So, they say, keep pounding, dab on, my dude. This was a tough loss, but you'll bounce back from it like everybody else does. And by the time his career is over, I would not be surprised if Cam has 2 or 3 rings. Anyway, let me guys know what you thought of the Super Bowl. Let me know, did your prediction come true? Did you win any money off of it? Or did you go to bed disappointed like everyone else? Anyway, my guys, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. I'll be back with more sports, movies, news, vlogs, and music. Peace.